This video was put together for because of a response I got from Facebook friends in a little town near Stockholm, Sweden, or how the Swedes say it is Sweden, a little town called Kungsholmen. I hope I pronounced that right. Kungsholmen, near Stockholm. Bianca and George both had messaged me, and I looked to see how long we've been friends. My gosh, it's been since the beginning of my Facebook deal. And I also noticed that I've got, for some reason, a half a dozen friends from this small town near Stockholm, Kungsholmen. And I just don't know how that happened, but they wanted to know that they've been striving and striving to live their will, their purpose in life. But, you know, and they've read my first book. They haven't commented yet on my second one. But they just messaged me saying, you know, we know what we want to do, and they're a couple. They've got their own business together as husband and wife, and it's not going too well. And they feel it's their purpose in life, but, you know, there's so many obstacles. And, you know, how do we, in a spiritual sense, overcome that, overcome the obstacles that seem to get in our way? And, you know, time is ticking by, and we're kind of in a hurry, and we're impatient to get our mission up and going. And, you know, I feel the same way, George and Bianca. So I can relate to you. But this is taken from my second book. All I can say is the reality of believing that you are whole with God and not separate, at one with creation, and knowing this truth gives you spiritual freedom. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry for not introducing myself properly in the beginning. My name is James Nussbaumer, and I am the author of an ever-developing series that begins with The Master of Everything, a story of mankind in the world of illusion we call life. But this blog post is taken from my second book, the sequel of the series, called Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom, Lessons from A Course in Miracles. This book and my first book, like I said, are the first two of an ever-developing series, and are on sale everywhere books are sold all over the world. So perhaps that's how I got my friends from Facebook in Kungsholmen, Sweden. But I hope you'll pick up a copy of Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom and the first one. The third is in the publishing process now, and then it's going on and on. I've got a lot of material in this series. But getting back to, you know, spiritual freedom, what gives you spiritual freedom? We are one, aren't we? Sure we are. But you yourself, just like myself, you know, our journey, your journey, yourself in this world will be your own journey as a human being. Initiating peace will come forward in a form each mind seeks out of honesty and can understand. You know, in the second book, this book that I had just introduced, Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom, in this book, I give a true story of the efforts of a 78-year-old man to get out of prison safely and return home to his two sons. And this proves that we are all entitled to miracles in our life. When our readiness is sincere to our heart, whatever form this lesson takes will be planned for us in such a way that we cannot mistake it. What I mean is, if your free will, your purpose in life is intended to be, it will happen. However, if there is no real sincerity involved in what it is you're chasing after and what you're going after, if your dreams really aren't dreams from your heart, this only means that there is no divine plan for this form to manifest in this world. The groundwork will not be prepared then, because no groundwork is needed for insincerity or for illusion. In other words, in the absence of a true desire to make your own dreams come true, false ideas will pop up as illusion spreads. To begin now in bringing on your own journey to spiritual freedom and operating from your heart, you must be willing to recognize it as a true desire. Excuse me. And then the groundwork will begin being laid out for you. Yes, it will. You must deeply want this to happen, or nothing will result. There is no middle ground in this, and this can be no idle wish, and it cannot be a fanciful dream. No, but there's no aligning. No, it cannot be it just can't be something that you wish for. It's got to be something that you want, and you know it from your heart. No aligning yourself with particular stars or planets will help you. There is no magic or mystical formula to this. No compromise or bargains involved. To be sincere means that you acknowledge illusions for the false ideas they are, and are requesting the real in place of these bargained for dreams. This book here is not one of those save the day self-help books, or one of the books that are asking you to pray for long hours or make special sacrifices. No, but you do need to start searching your mind carefully to find the free will that is waiting for you to claim it, and listen to your inner dialogue and follow instructions. Your free will has already arrived for you in your heart. It's already there, but you need to notice it and accept it and claim it as yours. And instructions will be given you on how to proceed. Ask yourself, what is truly in my heart? You might want to envision, say, your mind, or even your brain, which is easier for us to understand in human form. Look at direction arrows coming out of your mind, the heart of your mind, your brain, to where you're going, to where you're taking off to, and follow those direction arrows, if they're from your heart. Forget any avenues that the world directs that you should take, or the tidbits given by well-meaning but misinformed family members and friends about your true free will. Consider what you know will comfort you and bring peace to you as well as to others. Because let's face it, if you're at peace and you're living your free will, you're going to make others at peace because of your free will. And that's what the true extension of self is all about. And that's being truly spiritual. Don't allow some desires to be more acceptable to you than others. They all need to be seen as one mission, sharing the same amount of sincerity. All you need to do is ask yourself if you feel compromise slipping in between decisions to be made. You just need to ask yourself, what is my free will? What is my true free will? Why am I afraid to follow it? You can easily do this by asking yourself two simple questions. Is this what I would have for my true free will? And is this what will truly give me the peace of God? Your answers will guide you. Your answers will guide the choice you make. Don't be deceived that it should be otherwise, because it shouldn't be otherwise, or that you are acting selfishly. Don't let that come to you, that you're acting selfishly, because the world would like you to think you're acting selfishly. Because as you will learn in the pages in my book, as you turn the pages in this book, Mastering Your Own Spiritual Freedom, as you will learn in there, you are just merely bringing it all to Him, who is God. You're bringing it to Him, and you're acknowledging it, and you're saying, okay, let's get this show on the road. Let's don't look backwards anymore. There are no compromises, and your choice needs to be by operating your life freely. You are going to discover that choosing divine peace is choosing your true free will. It's choosing your purpose in life. Otherwise, you choose illusory situations and circumstances that will lead to grief and frustration, anxiety, despair. Don't get me wrong. If you go along with illusion, you may attain some wonderful things. It will only seem, though, at least for a time period. But aligning yourself with illusion will not bring you peace at all whatsoever. Your true desire is not a dream. It's what you are about. We must constantly ask ourselves with deep sincerity what it is we truly want, and then listen for the answer. Or maybe it might be an urging, or a voice, if you will, or pure thought urging you to take this step, take this piece of action. Otherwise, we end up reaching for what others really want for us. and we put our efforts into what they advise is best for us. I know, because I did this myself for most of my adult life, but not any longer. My goal in writing this book, my goal in writing the whole series, but this book in particular about this subject matter, my goal in all of my writing starts with a picture of you. You wanting peace and inner freedom, you wanting spiritual freedom, wanting to see how I've turned things around for myself so you can do the same. I can assure you that no one who truly searches for the peace of his or her own true free will can fail to bring out of himself or herself, because it has always been within you. If you have a desire, it's going to come out. It's just going to come up. Marianne Williamson had a good quote, and I quote her, and I just love this. She says, "It's going to come up out of you like mother's milk." Okay, and when the mother's nursing her child, your free will is going to come up out of you like mother's milk. So I really like that. So I hope that you will get started by posing to yourself a simple question. How can you remain unsatisfied when you ask for what you already have inside of you? Here's to your spiritual freedom. And be sure to click on the subscribe button down below if you're not already on my subscription list to this YouTube channel, because I'd love to have you help me build my subscribership on YouTube. But if you're already at my blog site, thank you for joining and being a member of my blog site. And I would like to quickly add that I have a system that I use that helps me to claim my true free will and my purpose in life. And there's a link also in the description box of this YouTube video. And if you're at my blog site down below, it's called the Real Abundance link. And it gives you information on how to further your extension of self and really go after what it is you truly want to do. Hey, I went a little overboard and didn't really want to go on this because we try to keep in a time frame, and I went over that limit. So I apologize for that. But I hope this was interesting, and I hope it helps, and I welcome all messages. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, or leave me a message on this YouTube channel, or if you're at my website, leave me a message there. Thank you again. Thank you again for following me. God bless.